Today, Madam Speaker, we provide for consideration of two vital pieces of legislation addressing one of the most important issues of our time. On many previous occasions, my colleagues and I have spoken on the issue of abortion and the tragedy it is that unborn children are not safe and protected. We're not here today, though, debating the policy of abortion on demand. We're debating specific legislative reactions to horrific wrongs that have come to light. The deliberate dismemberment of unborn children to receive compensation for their organs and other body parts, and the failure of abortion facilities to care for children born alive during failed abortions. Even some who support elective abortion agree that those practices are barbaric and must be stopped. The horrific reality of these practices in the abortion industry have become clear over the past few months as undercover videos have been released of Planned Parenthood's leaders and affiliates discussing painstakingly dismembering unborn children for compensation. In these days of 3D ultrasounds and high-definition screens, it's impossible to hide the humanity of these child victims. They have fingers and toes, heartbeats and organs developed enough that tissue collectors will pay $60 a specimen for them. In light of the serious questions raised by these videos, the House Committee on Energy and Commerce, Judiciary, and Oversight and Government Reform have each launched investigations. While Planned Parenthood does not receive direct federal funding for abortions, these investigations are warranted, as a recent report from the Government Accountability Office shows that the organization receives an average of $500 million taxpayer dollars each year for other lines of business. Money is fungible, and the federal funds that Planned Parenthood receives ultimately subsidize their abortion services. Given the serious allegations that have been raised about Planned Parenthood's abortion practices related to the procurement and sale of tissue and organs from aborted unborn children, it's appropriate for Congress to pass H.R. 3134, the Defund Planned Parenthood Act, placing a one-year moratorium on all federal funds while Congress conducts its investigation. No organization that performs divisive practices like abortion, particularly in such a gruesome, profitable manner, should receive taxpayer dollars, and this legislation advances that principle. In addition, the examples of Kermit Gosnell's convictions for murdering children born alive at his house of horrors and separate reports that unborn children may have been born alive or intact prior to being sold to tissue collectors have exposed the need for strengthening the Born Alive Infants Protection Act. The Born Alive Infants Protection Act, which became law in 2002, extended critical legal protections to babies who are born alive after a failed abortion attempt. That bill passed the House Judiciary Committee with only 2 dissenting votes and was passed by the Senate by unanimous consent. The legislation before us today, H.R. 3504, the Born Alive Abortion Survivors Protection Act, goes one step further to protect these vulnerable lives by requiring healthcare practitioners present at the time of birth to administer professional skill, care, and diligence to preserve the life and health of the child. This small but important step ensures the protection and preservation of precious newborn life by providing for criminal penalties when that life is lost as a result of negligence. These tiny, precious, vulnerable lives deserve the protection afforded all other persons under the law, and this bill ensures that their lives are protected.